Hello, spiritual seekers. Welcome to Spotlight on Tarot. This is where I show you the new addition to my collection. This is not a sponsored video. I do purchase these tarot decks myself. I just love celebrating the intention behind tarot and the creators who create them and bring them to our collective consciousness. So, support our artists, artisans, and spiritual seekers and teachers out there. So this particular tarot deck I did procure at a gallery while exploring Kensington Market in Toronto, and I had the privilege of meeting Leo myself, who is the illustrator behind this deck and gallery owner. And Leo actually signed my box, which is really cool. This deck was a collaboration with Lori Little, and they created the Unifying Consciousness Tarot to do that very thing, participate and contribute to the unifying of the consciousness or the collective consciousness, which we are all awakening to, and it's a beautiful thing. The interesting thing about this deck that spoke to me is not only is the art very beautiful and high vibrational, it's very much in Leo's style, which is represented at his gallery, but it is also very high vibrational and feeling. I was told that Reiki was also used in creation and producing this deck, and he did bless it for me before giving it. So I think it's very beautiful, and I think it's a beautiful thing when there's so many layers of intention. Let me show you some of these cards here and the elements that make this deck really special. And as always, I'll put a link or a reference to the shop or below so that you can go visit them and support local. If you're in the Ontario area, definitely visit Leo's shop at Kensington. It's a good time. So you can see here how powerful the imagery is. It's in line with Leo's style that can be seen at his gallery, Orbital Arts, in Kensington and Toronto. And I love it because I feel like each tarot piece really speaks to the style and the layered messaging of the energy in each card. You can see that the top of the card has a blue rose superimposed on the flower of life pattern, just insinuating that the deck very much uses a lot of sacred geometry and symbolism as it relates to flowers and nature, animals, color, and then of course geometry. I love the symbolism of the blue rose because you've got the way that it's superimposed here on the marquee shape very much represents or looks like the all-seeing eye. And the rose, as we know, is a symbol of fertility. So it's almost as though the artist is saying that these cards will assist in the awakening of one's eye, one's activation, one's all-seeing soul. Very beautiful indeed. And I love that it's grounded in sacred geometry. Now, the Unifying Consciousness Tarot does follow the Wade Smith structure, but has its own, evolutions and changes, of course. We have here 4 suits that are made to be more gender neutral, which I think is a very beautiful thing for tarot readers who are working towards more unity in the sense of away from a binary system and more of a holistic system. So we have here for Page the soul, for the Knight we have spirit, for the Queen we have mind, and for the King we have heart. Oh, I'm sorry, I got that reversed. For the Queen we have heart, for the King we have mind. This is reversed. So I think this is really interesting in the sense that, you know, having a more gender neutral tarot could be very good in terms of bringing awareness back to the seat of emotion and away from the bodily expression of one over the other, the binary that kind of defines our 3D world. And I think it also brings the awareness back to the soul, spirit, heart, and mind, which I think all of us can relate to and is very much part of a modern nomenclature that, you know, people beginning in tarot can easily pick up and understand. The images, of course, are a riddle, a mystery, a fun, art history game of interpretation because there's so many layers to it. You can see here, the platonic solids, just being grounded, the energy grounded um, in each card here. You have the animals and their, totem meanings that can be expressed in each card. You have color, and a color is related to the, collective psychology of one's awareness, awakening, mood, all of that. So you've got so many layers within each card to explore. The other thing that Lori and Leo included was an activation card, which is really cool because this card rounds out the major arcana, very much represented in the Waite Smith Tarot, going from the Fool. Sorry, I'm choking up. It's the winter, and I'm picking up something, so I'm doing this with a little bit of something in my throat. So I do apologize if I choke up during the reading, but yeah. So the activation representing the ether and the spirit, which completes the major arcana cycle for them, or what we call the activation, the awakening. And you can see here, you've got the all-seeing eye and the symbolism of the rose, very much the fertility, the blossoming of that consciousness embedded in this platonic solid here. I believe this is the dodecahedron. I don't hold it against me if I've got the geometry wrong. Sacred geometry is not my expertise, but I think this is the dodecahedron, and that is, coming from the all-seeing eye. So the one is now, working in the ether and illuminated, aligned with the divine. Very cool. So let me show you more and more of these cards so you can get an idea of the art here. You can see there, Three of Wands is got the earth and sacred geometry in the background and ideas. Just very, very high vibrational, the perspective is very, to me, pop art, abstract and contemporary. And one thing I love about abstract contemporary art is that it really does evoke the audience to just get lost in the art and interpret through the feeling, instead of taking things literally. It is asking you to, dissect the literal, dissect the symbology, but interpret via your intuition, via your heart, via feeling. And I think this is what I love about tarot, is that every card, especially when it's created by a well-intentioned writer and artist, is that you're getting a piece of art within each card. Specifically in this card deck, Lori, the writer and tarot reader, who, from my understanding, has decades of experience reading tarot, and the artist, Leo, they spent a lot of time sort of feeling out the energy of each card in the Wade Smith deck and reinterpreting it for this modern movement age of Aquarius that we are moving through. So I think it's really cool. I'm going to put the gallery in the description, Orbital Arts. Do check it out if you're in the Toronto area, and support their local business, local project. Thank you very much for watching, everybody, and you have a wonderful day.